For those of us who have chosen to dedicate our lives to Philly sports fandom, we know that pain and suffering is all part of the deal. But even in a lifetime of pain and suffering, we're coming off a weekend and a game just moments ago that feel like Cleveland levels of misery.
Absolutely. Both the Birds and the Phils choked away early leads, and they deliver us two heartbreaking losses, make it a third after tonight. We'll try to find a coroner out here to conduct an autopsy. We're going to be the coroner tonight for the love of Broad Street.
Broad Street, welcome back to the show. I'm Jake. That's Marshall. The Birds broke our hearts at home against the Broncos. Was it all their fault? Did the referees win this one for Denver, Marshall?
Well, we're going to deal with that in a little bit, Jake. But first, we need to talk about the inauspicious start to Red October. The Phils were in the driver's seat in game one. We saw it. Some bad luck, bad coaching, and bad play doomed a 3-run lead. And we just finished watching game two, Jake. Just as heartbreaking. The ending of that one. Oh my goodness. I could barely even watch that. Horrendous.
They always find a way to give you hope before crushing it.
Yep. Taking it all away.
We did absolutely nothing for 8 innings.
Yep.
And then, I should say 7 innings. We got the 1 run in the 8th, and I was okay. There's a little bit of fight in here.
Right.
And then the 9th inning, we wake up. We're back, baby. Look at this.
Here
2
we go.
hits to start. Nick Castellanos is somehow safe on one of the dumbest base running decisions ever. It didn't matter. He was safe, and I was sitting there with this renewed sense of hope. There's no outs. I was like, here we go, baby.
Can we do this? Go. We're going to do this.
And then Stoddard lays down what is honestly, a perfect bunt. It was
Great
a perfect bunt.
Great bunt.
But Nick Castellanos is not only one of the slowest human beings playing baseball right now, but he got a late jump on top of it.
Horrible jump.
And it wasn't even that close of a play.
No.
He was thrown out on a perfect bunt by a good 5-6 feet.
You knew he was going to be out. And as soon as that ball, you see his jump, that's it. He's not getting there.
What do you want Stott to do? It's the perfect bunt. And he still can't get there. The
only thing you could hope for in that situation, Jake, is for Mookie Betts to drop that ball at third base. That is all you're hoping for, is that, the pitcher doesn't make that play. It was the pitcher that fielded the ball, right?
No, it was Muncy. It was the third
Muncy
baseman
that fielded the ball.
And fair play to him, because to execute that throw,
the turnaround there.
Right, because he's throwing it to nobody. That's terrifying. I only played baseball at the high school level, but throwing to a space and just kind of praying the guy gets there. Yeah. And it was right inside the bag, nice and low.
Yep.
It was just perfectly executed.
Yep.
And I honestly, it's hard to find fault with them, because the Dodgers are just better than us in every phase right now. And it's frustrating.
What do you do there, Jake? Who else do you have on the bench that you could put in? I just assumed that pinch runner was going to be the option for Castellanos at second.
The problem is, so that would have been the move, except Topper was clearly holding out to use Bader as a hitter,
right,
and that worked. So fair play to him. But you needed Wes Wilson to run for him, because his groin or hamstring or whatever that muscle injury isn't going to let him run. So if I could find a fault with Topper, and I honestly don't. I honestly think it was the right call. Castellanos is just a turtle on second base.
Yeah.
But what needed to happen there was, if you're gonna bring Stott in, you got a lefty on righty matchup, just let him swing.
Right.
Why not bunt with whoever was in the game at that point? I think it was Sosa. What does it matter? I don't know. It's easy to have hindsight being 2020 here.
You try what you try.
I think he made the right. I think Topper made the right call. It was just great execution and Castellanos being too slow. So that's, just what we get. And to be fair, we still had a chance to win it. Trey Turner's up. He's the guy you want to go to in that situation, and just couldn't get it done. And really, that's been kind of
That's the theme.
Yeah, the theme of the series. Schwarber is now 0 for 7, I believe. Harper is 1 for 7.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you're paying these guys all this money, and that's what you're getting. I think Turner is 1 for 7 as well. So there you go. Two hits combined for your top 3 hitters in your first 2 playoff games. It's not good enough.
Your top 3 in the lineup, but I would venture to say that Bader is your best hitter right now.
Like, and that's another part of it, right? We need to talk about this because, like, I'm getting the sense that we're just a little bit cursed. Like,
yeah, I could say,
we get Bader, who turns his season around and tears the cover off the ball. He's the guy that gets hurt.
Mm-hmm.
Zach Wheeler,
after making a really good play.
Right. Zach Wheeler gets not just a baseball injury, like a life-threatening injury.
Yeah.
In the middle of the season. Awful luck.
Mm-hmm.
Go back to before the season. Jose Alvarado's like taking weight loss drugs or whatever, and it has an illegal compound in it. He can't pitch. Think about how much different the series would be if Wheeler throws game 1 there and Alvarado comes out of the bullpen. Instead, you have Sanchez throwing game 1, Luzardo throwing game 2, and you have Tanner Banks coming out of the bullpen. Like Matt Straw, it's just not the same.
No, it's not. I want to say though, Jake, you can't ask for more out of your starter tonight. You cannot ask for more.
Last night, I mean, Sanchez was dealing, or excuse me, 2 nights ago at time of recording. Both of them just spun gems.
Yeah.
And maybe you could argue Topper left him in a bit too long, but up until the point that both of those guys gave up a couple hits, they were dealing.
Yeah. I mean, you don't expect Luzardo to go into the 6th scoreless, right? You don't expect him to make it to the 4th scoreless.
Matching Snell. I mean, he matched Blake Snell. Blake Snell was like $1 zillion man. And Luzardo, who we got for like a couple of prospects,
right,
was matching him pitch for pitch. I mean, like you said, what more do you want out of him? This is a lineup loss. Both nights were a lineup loss. Really.
Absolutely. You don't, if you don't get the production there. I mean, 4 runs, yes, against the Dodgers. You don't want to give up that many, right? You want to get it to 2, but that realistically, 4 runs is not that big of a give up to that team.
I know Luzardo's going to get dinged for 2 runs, but they were all on the bullpen tonight. Like, I mean. And again, talk about unlucky. Like, I mean, Trey Turner's, that's really the difference if you think about it defensively. Trey Turner's throw to home is a foot to the right.
Yep.
Max Muncy's throw to third is dead on.
Perfect.
And that's the difference. I mean,
well, I don't know what the final box score here was, but it was 7-7 hits, right? It was.
We did end up catching them. I mean, granted, 4 or 5 of them came in the 9th, but whatever.
Well, the other thing too, just we're not getting. I mean, and it's a credit to the Dodgers pitching staff. You can't deny that, but we're not getting power. We're not hitting for power right now, and that was the formula for a lot of this season. I mean, when you get 56 home runs out of Kyle Schwarber, and then he comes up and goes over, that's a significant loss.
That's how many home runs. That's how many home runs we have.
Yep.
In this
exactly 0.
First 2 games, 0.
You know what? And Jake, I hate to be this way. I think this is we're coming up on a sweep here. I'll be honest. I don't see it in Los Angeles. I don't see going to Los Angeles and
they're outplaying us in every single phase. Like okay, the bare minimum coming into this game, I was like, at least our bullpen will get them. Right? Like, at least we have the better bullpen. No, we don't.
Not the case. Not when you have Glass now coming off the bench in game 1.
Right. That helps in game 1. But even today, like, they tossed that guy that was hit around by the Reds a little bit in their series with them, Sheehan, Emmett Sheehan.
Yeah.
And and he just sat us down for like 2 innings, just boom, 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 boom. Um, I don't know. It's frustrating. It's crazy that we had to wait to Blake Trinan, who's like one of the best relievers in baseball, to actually score some runs and get some solid contact. It's nuts. The Dodgers are like on paper the perfect baseball team, and you see
Top
why.
tier.
We're a great team, and they're just crushing us in every phase. They're better at the plate, better starting pitchers, better bullpen. It's just like it's so deflating to watch. It's just like
I mean, even
great team.
their closer, who's not even a closer, is coming in and decimating us.
Right? Yeah, Sasaki just coming in, just lighting up the.
Never inherited a runner prior to game 2.
Yeah, right.
And doesn't matter. It just doesn't matter.
Smoking us. It's
thrown 101 like it's nothing, and no big deal.
I'm here. You want a hot take for this episode? I'm gonna throw up as I say this. Watching this series and seeing how big the gap is between us and Los Angeles. It sounds counterintuitive, but bear with me. I don't think we can afford to bring Schwarber back. Because we're so short. Like, need like 3 or 4 elite guys.
No, you're right.
To catch up to where they are. We can't afford to be backing up the money truck for Schwarber. And it's killing me to say that.
Yeah.
But I just don't think we need to diversify that money. We can't stick it all in one guy.
Yeah. Especially
like, I love you, Schwartz, but like we're paying, that'd be a lot of money to pay a guy who goes over in the playoffs. I think in the broadcast, I think they said he was like 0 for his last 19 going back into the regular season. Like,
yep.
It's brutal.
Brutal for sure. And I was looking at his at bats, and I mean, he was up there swinging hard, obviously. When I was watching him walk through the bullpen though, or through the dugout there, I was like, this could be the last time we see him in this jersey. I really was thinking that. Like, this could be it for big old Schwarbaum in the clubhouse there. And I think whatever happens this series, and I don't expect the Phillies to come back. If they do, there would be a monumental turnaround at this stage. They are down big. I mean, they're down for the count here. But if this ends in any other scenario other than a defeat, I'd be surprised. And that said, there's going to be a shakeup in this clubhouse. You're just, whoever it is next year, the contracts that are on the books that are going to be sticking around. Maybe there's some talks about moving off of a Castellanos, moving off of a whoever it is. I just you can't. This lineup is not going to look the same next year. It can't.
No,
it can't look the same.
Because I mean, the deflating part is the Dodgers are bringing back like almost everybody.
Yeah,
and that's why I just don't think, like, right now watching this, I don't think you can put all those chips on Schwarber, who is not a young man anymore. Like,
no.
We're wasting I'd say we're wasting Bryce Harper's prime. He only has 1 hit through 2 games. Like, we're kind of in win now mode, and this series is showing you how far away we are from that point, and it's just crushing.
No, it's crushing. Really is. It's to me, watching this team tonight, or watching this team even in game 1, it felt like windows closed. It just had that feeling, and that's pessimistic, for me to say, but it just doesn't feel like they have that pop that they did in previous postseasons. They have that, like, will to win, like, come through in the clutch, and it's your big stars. It's your big stars that you need to depend on here that are not coming through. And again, credit to the Dodgers pitching staff. Like, let's not take away from anything the Dodgers are doing.
Yeah, I mean, Blake Snell, Shohei Ohtani. Like, it's not. I'm not saying like, oh, our lineup's garbage. It's just you're seeing the gap.
We don't have the best player to maybe have ever played baseball, Jake. So that it's like, how do you make up for that?
But what's so frustrating is, like, okay, he's the top of the lineup, right? Everybody's got like a
right.
Yeah. All right, and then there's Mookie Betts. And then down the lineup, you have Freddie
Freddie
Freeman,
Freeman.
Max Muncy, Will
Teoscar
Smith.
Hernandez is
Like,
killing
it's
us.
just, yeah, he's probably the worst one. He's the one
Hmm.
who's murdering us.
Yeah.
It's just so frustrating. And I can see why, like, like the starters just look like they're rolling, and then it's just like one thing goes wrong. And like, it's got to be fun being a Dodgers fan because you're just like one through nine could all just get a rally going.
Absolutely rake.
And that's how I felt 2 years ago. I don't feel that way this year.
Not at all.
I am a firm like 1 through 6 guy. Need to get it done, and then you have a night like tonight when 1 through 3 aren't getting it done, and you just feel hopeless. And credit to the bottom of the lineup, like they were actually getting done at the end of the regular season, and honestly, these last couple games they've been doing pretty well.
Better than the top of the lineup.
Not that that's saying much,
No.
but yeah, it's brutal. It's been tough to watch. And
Can we go back to game one for a second, Jake? Because I feel like,
yeah,
we got to the point where, I think we're both just coming off of game two. Like, this is hopeless. But,
it's like Eeyore.
game one, you had a little more life in the beginning, right? They're
Yeah.
up 3-0, and you're thinking, okay, we could be in the driver's seat here. And it all turns around really, really fast. And, you get a couple on base with Sanchez, and you leave him in for what I would say is maybe a batter too long.
Yep.
And here we are. We're back at near square zero. And then they pull ahead. Teoscar Hernandez comes in and hits a absolute nuke.
Yeah, I mean the first I have a bigger problem with the first one because like you see Sanchez like he's starting to wear down. JT even said it in an interview. He's like, I think he was starting to lose it here, and you have a lefty on righty matchup. Again, it's so easy to say because hindsight's 2020, but like I was screaming at my television, which was kind of embarrassing because I was with my wife's friend who we've met a couple times, but not that often. I'm just going, take him out, just take him out of the game. And Topper didn't hear me through the TV, I guess.
Text him next time.
In. Yeah. I'll get him on speed dial. Hey, Topper, I really think we should pull him.
Give him the hook. Call the clubhouse phone.
I'll just have like in the old vaudeville plays with the cane. I'll take him off myself. But no, I think he was left in there a batter too long. And then something I want to talk about. Tanner Banks was up,
mm-hmm.
and then he sat down, and then Robertson got up. And I don't know why that happened.
Yeah.
Why do that? Like, I'm more inclined there to go to Tanner Banks.
I would think so too.
And I get it if you go left, if you're worried about the lefty righty matchup, but then why didn't you take Sanchez out for Kike Hernandez? It's just, it was just like compounding errors from a coaching perspective. And then, again, Robertson comes in, allows the hit 3-2 to Pajes, I think, who is probably the only weak spot in that entire lineup.
Yeah.
And then he plunks Will Smith. So he puts Matt Strahm in a god-awful situation and misses a crucial spot. There's also talk that he was tipping his pitches, which to make matters worse, like you're not only are you, giving up the goods with tipping the pitches, but you're missing a spot to a guy. Like, if you just read Teoscar Hernandez's scouting report, don't go hide away with the hard stuff. JT wants it in. He goes out. Goodbye.
Right.
Boom.
Right.
And honestly, like, again, just with how good their pitching staff's been, it just felt like that was ball game. Yep. And that's the worst part. It's just crushing. It's same thing tonight when we were down 4-0. I'm really proud of the fight we showed. Yeah. But I was sitting there down 4-0 going, we're done.
I
have no
just
hope.
Know. Yeah.
But in typical Philly fashion, they just give you a little bit of hope.
Yeah, sprinkle a little magic in there at the end.
Shove the knife right into your rib cage.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's awful.
Runners in scoring position, first and third. I mean, I would trade so many Trey Turner singles throughout the course of the season for one
Yeah,
right
right.
there, you
Just
know?
one. Just
You
one.
know?
Listen, Edmundo Sosa had bases loaded game one.
Hmm.
We're getting it's the timely hitting that
Setting the table.
honestly, and that's kind of what, if you could say we were missing something throughout the regular season, it was probably that, because to your point, we were relying on the long ball.
Yep.
We were just putting it in the seats, and we
Mhm.
didn't really have too many of those games where we were really needing a timely single. And you can see it in a game like this when Sosa's swinging out of his shoes with the bases loaded, and Turner catches that one off the end of the bat, and I should say fair play to Freddie Freeman. How he scoops that ball there, I have no idea, because
Brilliant.
that was a horrible
That
throw
was
from
and
Edmund.
Edmund, you can tell as he's releasing the ball,
He was like,
he's like,
no,
oh no, like
no, no,
coming out slow,
I didn't mean to.
slow motion. Can I pull it back? Because it was so
It was a poor
I
throw.
think he was trying to not overthrow, and then it
Yeah,
just turned into I'm gonna bounce it to him. Like you
yeah,
could tell the pressure was on.
Freddie Freeman. I don't know how he dug that out. I mean, that was just, just so good. And again, it's just that's why they beat us. They execute, and they get the timely hits. They have the better pitching staff right now, from top to bottom at least,
Hmm.
and they make defensive plays, and that's how you end up losing to the both of your games at home, and making a comeback seem almost impossible.
Yeah, there are times, Jake, when things get difficult and life just isn't super fair. And the thing that I always lean on is this little guy right here. Oh, can you see him?
What is it?
His,
A pickle?
it's a pickle. It's an emotional support pickle. And he's got a little sign. It
Uh,
says, I will always be around to let you know that you are a big deal. So just keep that in
Listen,
mind
if if you
whenever
if
you're
you could
down.
if you could send me an emotional support pickle, I
Yeah,
could really use one right
I
now.
need one, right? It sits here
Yeah.
on my desk
Like,
just in case.
yeah. Really garlicky one. I could use an emotional support pickle.
Hey, well, we're moving on to LA.
Yeah.
I think honestly, the emotions have never been higher. Like I think we're all like very excited for this opportunity to go out to LA, and show what we're worth.
He's lying, ladies and gentlemen. He's lying to you.
uh, I mean, realistically here, I mean, is this a sweep for you, like I said, or is this maybe they pull one off and then, steal one, and can they get back to Philly? Like, can you win two in a row at least against this team?
Objectively, no, I don't think so. But
Yeah.
in pure Philly fashion, I wouldn't be surprised, because what they love doing is what they did tonight.
Hmm.
They love giving you hope. So
Yeah.
what I could see, well, the most Philly thing would be to win both of these games and then lose game five. That'd be peak Philly fandom.
Yeah. Yeah.
What I think is going to happen is I think we win one. I think because these guys, I mean, they're probably seething right now. Um, I think they go and they're going to win game three and then they'll lose game four. That's my prediction.
Yep.
Um, but listen, if we can even get it to game five, not that this really matters, but that would be a moral victory for me. I would hold my head really high if we could find game five. Even if we lose in game five, I'd be over the moon to get there. But to your point, I don't know.
I think this might be curtains for the Phils as we know them. But
Yeah,
hey, it's been fun, Jake. Has it been fun?
the
Not the
regular
last
season was
couple.
fun. The
Regular
regular
season was
season
pretty
was fun.
fun. Regular season was
This
pretty fun.
this has been awful. This has
Yeah.
been typical Philly fandom
Typical
here.
unfun
Yeah. All right.
Phillies.
I don't want to talk about this anymore, Marshall. I want to talk about the other team that we love,
Let's get mad about something different.
that also loses in heartbreaking fashion. We've put it off long enough. Let's talk about the collapse across the street, winning 17-3 in the third quarter.
Mhm.
We're going to the fourth quarter up 17-3. The Eagles snag victory, or snag defeat from the jaws
The
of
other way.
victory.
Yes,
Yeah.
they did. After another solid first half, the Eagles piled it on in the third quarter, only to fall apart once again late. The difference this time is that it cost them the win. So, Jake, tell me what went wrong here?
This podcast would be 4 hours if
Yeah.
I had to tell you everything that went wrong. But I genuinely think it, and credit to Nick Sirianni, because I don't really get to say this often, but he was outcoached. I mean, he got outcoached by Sean Payton,
Yeah.
and there's no way around it. The cojones to go for two at the end of that game.
Yep.
I I would have never guessed that was coming in 1,000 years.
That is a very, very risky moment.
I mean, that was just a guy that, like, you could tell it's like nothing to lose.
Nope.
He just went, we're 2-2.
Yep.
We're playing the best team in the NFL. I'm all in. And to his credit, his guys came up big, and like you could argue that some other things went wrong, obviously also, but I just felt like the pressure just like ticked up after that. If he kicks the extra point there, I don't know about you, but as a fan, I'm sitting there going, we're fine.
Okay. We're good. Yeah, I agree.
But it's amazing what that 1 point does. I just felt this sense of dread come over me, like, oh no.
Oh, we're behind.
Oh,
wait a minute.
Yeah. We're gonna lose this game.
The stakes are different. Yeah.
Yeah.
And okay, I got to say something here about the Broncos.
Mm-hmm.
Their 2 losses were very, very close losses at the last second. This was Sean Payton being like, I'm not going to lose that way again. Okay, I can lose a different way. I am not going to lose to a field goal here. Like, this is just, I got to put all the chips on the table, as you said. But the thing that stuck out to me about the latter portions of the second half is just how horrifically bad the offense became. And we go into these spells where it just becomes one dimensional. And it's whether it's the run or the pass, we're going to pick one, we're going to pick the other. And we can talk about Kevin Patullo all day long. And I mean, he deserves some of it, but the head coach should be telling Kevin, we have to use Saquon Barkley in the second half. Once you go up 14, that is Barkley time.
That's what he's there for.
Feeding him. He had 5 carries to that point, right? The only time you get him involved in this game, really, he had a 17-yard run, I believe, in the first half, and then that long 50-something yard touchdown on a pass from Jalen Hurts, where he gets that kind of leak out of the backfield up against Alex Singleton, right? The old Eagle, I believe.
Yeah.
And he breaks away for a touchdown. But it's like you cannot, if you're Kevin Patullo, he's unable to incorporate Dallas Goedert and Devontae Smith and A.J. Brown and Saquon. He can do one of the two. I'm gonna feed Saquon, or I'm gonna feed Dallas, Devontae, and AJ. There's no in between, and that is a problem. That is an absolute problem. The other part that I want to get to here, and it's something that always goes kind of under the radar. We talk about it, but I think a lot of people don't remember. Landon Dickerson goes out in the first quarter of this game, and from that point on, it looks like a different offense. And it's just so obvious that they cannot run the ball once you get Brett Toth in there. And then you get pressure up the middle. I mean, they took some sacks in this game. For the most part, though, I felt like Jalen had time to throw the ball. But you just weren't seeing running lanes. Not that they were really trying, but you weren't seeing it when it was like they gave up. Like, well, we're not getting the running lanes we want early in this game, so we're not going to try it again. You have to keep the defense honest in any game that you go into. You have to keep them on their toes. And in this one, it was like, you know what, we're gonna prove to everybody that Jalen Hurts can pass the ball again.
Yeah, listen, you have. I don't even think this is bias. I think he's the best running back in the NFL. I mean, Saquon Barkley. I legitimately think he is. His line, 6 carries for 30 yards. And if I think this is correct, someone correct me if I'm wrong. I think he had 1 carry in the last 35 minutes of this game. 1. Yeah. He's the best running back in the NFL, Kevin. Give him the ball. Like, what are you doing? Give him the ball.
Unbelievable. It's so sickening actually to think about that he just doesn't get the ball at all.
And to your point, like what's so frustrating, again, this is to talk about like the typical Philly sports thing to make it as painful as possible. We don't have a bad offense. Every game we have like a window
Right.
where it looks immaculate.
Perfect.
It looks unstoppable. It looks like, Andy Reid's Chiefs teams that were unstoppable, where you're like, you can cover three of these guys, but there's a fourth guy that you didn't think about. And look, you got Smith and Brown covered. Look, Dotson's gonna gash you for something. Like we have these, like it's literally these defined windows. We are good from here to here.
Yeah.
And then everything else, we look inept, like completely inept. Most NFL offenses, what you see is what you get. Like they're going to perform at X level pretty much all the time, and it's up to the defense. Can they meet or exceed that level? Right. We are just like throughout a game here. You
never know what you're going to get.
Yeah, and it's just
it's like a box of chocolates, Jake. Honestly,
I'm lactose intolerant, Marshall. I have no time for chocolate. I need consistency. All right. And I'm not getting it. And it's infuriating. And want to talk about infuriating, something we're not used to as Eagles fans, complete lack of a run defense. I mean, they ran all over us, 130 yards, 4.5 per carry. You can't win giving up that much on the ground.
You can't. And, you go into this game thinking that the Broncos pass offense is not going to be your top threat, I think, right? You go into this game thinking you have to stop the run, and they just don't. J.K. Dobbins, I think, is one of the more underrated running backs in the league. I have always really appreciated, like when he was with the Ravens, like he was having a monster season and then goes down with an injury, and you don't see him for a while here, but he is a monster of a back. And you can't do anything but respect him as a player in this league. But at the same time, you need Jordan Davis, you need Moro Ojomo, you need Jalen Carter to be those run stuffers. There were times in this game where they were doing it fairly well. I mean, especially the first half, they were not allowing chunk plays. They were not allowing those big. 3 points, right? 3 points until the third quarter. Like that is production. Yeah, till the fourth quarter. So it's like, again, it's almost like they're running out of steam at the end of these games, Jake. And run defense is a hard-nosed, that's like a grit.
That's like a blue collar. Yeah.
Yes, we're going to get down and dirty in the trenches, and we're going to just put a hat on a hat and make it happen. And it feels like, especially as the game wears on, that happens less and less. You can't say enough, though, about the play of Quinyon Mitchell and DeJean and some others in the second. They did play very, very well. Quinyon for 2 weeks has been showing why I think he's the best corner in the league.
Over everyone.
He's all over, and he's making tremendous plays. I think, while that said, he was on the end or on coverage in a few of those big catches by Sutton to keep these drives alive. But my point is, with all this, they should not have been in the situation where they needed to defend going up
for their lives. Yeah.
Like that. Oh, we got to stop them or they're going to go up in this game.
Right.
The offense should have been, and maybe that's the whole point, Jake. If your offense is going 3 and out, your defense is getting no break. Of course they're going to be gassed. Of course they're going to be opening up more running lanes for the offense in the fourth quarter. Like that's obvious. They are winded because you can't sustain drives because, again, Kevin doesn't want to run the ball. Doesn't want to run the ball.
We go up 17-3, 4 straight punts. 4 from one of the supposedly elite offenses in the NFL. I mean, that the math ain't nothing.
It's not.
It's frustrating. And to your point on defense, the interior is where we're supposed to be dominant, right? We're missing Nolan Smith. Like, we're trying to replace these edge rushers with unproven guys, Jalix Hunt and those kind of guys. Okay, maybe you're not going to get the pass rush you want, and that's been clear. I think Zadarius Smith is the only edge rusher with a sack for us on the season.
Yeah.
all the other sacks have come from the interior.
And he had one in this
So
game.
right, and he is playing well.
Yeah.
But point being, you can you as a at least as a fan, you can understand why we're not getting production from the edge.
Yeah.
But we're supposed to have the most dominant interior. How are they running all over us?
Yeah.
It's so frustrating.
So there's a point to this this stat that I want to get to, which is yes, they don't get credit for more than one sack in this game, I believe, but there are two that should have been sacks in this game, and they were called. One was called an intentional grounding. That was with Jalix Hunt, I believe, wrapped around him, and then the second one that was also, I believe, Jalix Hunt wrapped around him, and Bo Nix is tossing it away.
Right.
The first one, made the right call. I mean, it was pretty obvious that he was just trying to chuck it away. The second one seemed just as obvious that he was trying to chuck it away. There's nobody in the vicinity.
What's the area that ball lands 15 yards short of the target? I mean, that's not in the area of.
No,
it's a stupidly worded rule, but like these refs got to be better. I mean, like I listen, with the way we played, we didn't really deserve to win that game.
No,
but we still should have. Like
Probably.
I haven't been this mad at the refereeing since we lost in the Super Bowl to the Chiefs. Like this is the last time I was this irate. Like when if you just talk about the rhetoric going on online, two of the people that like I've heard that were the most like blown away by the officiating was Tony Romo on the broadcast and Skip Bayless, who's like a simp for the Cowboys.
Yeah. Telling
two Cowboys guys go, wow, they really got screwed there.
Yeah.
Like open your eyes. Because, and again, if you look at each call individually, you're like, okay, there's an argument. But it's just like one after the other. It's the intentional grounding. It's the Zach Bond late hit. I mean, late by a tenth of a second when he's already falling down.
That was close.
Like these refs need to realize that like you're trying to make a play there. He doesn't know he's going to hit the ground when he's diving to make that tackle. And he pulls out of it. You can see it in the slow-mo replay. He's going, oh no. And he pulls out. That is not a forcible hit.
No, I mean, it's not. And he thinks that he's trying to get up and get that first down. He's not like, yes, it's at that point, his knee is on the ground, but it looks, and even in that live feed, I'm thinking, oh, he's going to get up and get that first down. Somebody's got to, okay, good. Bond got there, and then the flag comes out. I'm like, oh, of course. And here we go.
So they give both of those decisions to them.
Yeah.
Fine.
Yeah.
That is defensive pass interference on Dallas Goedert every time, every day. I don't understand. I don't understand. He's getting tackled before the ball gets there.
Yep.
And the guy keeps the flag in his spot. You can't throw it on Bond.
No.
And then not throw it on that Goedert play.
Yeah, and Goedert is the benefit, or gets the benefit of a pass interference. What, 2 plays prior to that was clearly a pass interference. And I would say that the one that they did not throw was the more flagrant of the two. The officials, they know what I don't know. It was like 6 seconds left on the clock or 9 seconds left on the clock or whatever. The officials probably like, I'm just gonna keep this thing in my pocket no matter what, right? They go into the church mode sort of thing for officials, right? It's like I'm not gonna change the outcome of this game or be perceived to have changed the outcome of this game. But so here's my problem, Jake. We get a call for intentional grounding that it's on the second intentional grounding, right? That looks to everyone on the field to be an obvious intentional grounding. Yes, it came out, that flag came out a little bit late, right? Yeah. But it came out. And that's kind of typical of intentional grounding calls. Sometimes it takes a little bit for them to, where do you have this ball landing? Whatever. Great. Then we hear, okay, 3rd and 6 is now pushed back to like 3rd and 17. And then, all of a sudden, without explanation, we're back to 3rd and 6.
3rd and 6.
Nothing else. Right. So it's like a replay assists or whatever must have come in and said, oh, this has got to, like, that's got to be a penalty. Why does it not work in the reverse there? right? If that's an obvious pass interference.
Right.
Why does that not work in reverse?
And like, okay, replay assist, you can't review a flag.
You shouldn't be able to.
That's how it's always been.
You shouldn't be able
to. Like Nick Sirianni can't challenge that pass interference call.
No.
Sean Payton can't challenge that intentional grounding.
No.
Why is it being touched at all? And like, I don't buy the whole like NFL like script writers. You ever hear that? Like
of
it's
course.
all rigged.
Yeah, not about
it. I don't buy it. I still don't buy it. No. But like stuff like that, you're like, maybe I see a little.
Makes you want to question it.
Like, yeah, you're like, maybe I could believe these guys because it's just like it doesn't. It felt illegal. You know, like it just felt.
And
like
with nothing. Nobody's coming out to the middle of the field to say, and here's why we ruled this way.
Right.
And here's what we saw. Okay, there was a receiver in the area. Please, that's all I need as a fan. All I need is, okay, you're telling me there's a receiver in the area. I can live with that. But just move on. Okay, now it's 3rd and 6 again.
Yeah. Forget the explanation, Marshall. They didn't even tell us it was happening.
No.
They didn't even say, just kidding, it's 3rd and 6 now.
No, they just moved the chains up.
Put the chains up and your ball up and just said, we're playing again. I was sitting on my couch just going, what?
Yeah.
What is happening?
Yeah, that's you take them out of field goal range by a lot. You put them in a situation where it's 3rd and 20 plus, probably. I don't know what the actual yardage was, but
it was at least 15.
And then you go back, and now it's 3rd and 6 again, and they convert.
Yeah,
I can't.
And you know what? And again, fine. You haven't made a rod for your own back yet, but there's the Bond thing.
Yeah.
And then you sprinkle the Goddard thing on top of that, and then that's how you get 2 Cowboys legends going.
Right.
Whoa, wow, the Eagles really got screwed here.
Yeah.
It's again that you can always find fault with officiating. I think Nick Sirianni really took the high road, saying he kind of took the message like these all come out in the wash. We're gonna get calls down the road that are gonna be in our favor. I'm not saying anything about it. Nick, I'll do it for you. It was BS, and the refs need to do better.
They do.
I do want to end on a high-ish note here, which is we all know my problems with Jalen Hurts.
Yeah.
But solid stat line. I mean, 23 for 38, 280, 2 touchdowns. I will say, because I can't go a podcast without criticizing him, that missed ball over the top to A.J. Brown, Marshall, it's really bad.
No, let's talk about this, Jake. Let's talk about this because I watched this play back again, and I remember this being a miss, but A.J. Brown gives up on this route, Jake. He gives up on this route. That ball, when A.J. releases, or when Jalen releases the ball to A.J., where he is on the field, he's just made the double move. He is open, right? Jalen thinks he's going to be open. If he continues to run at normal speed, that's a perfectly placed ball, and he's running for a touchdown. You go back and watch that film. He stops at the top of the route. And okay, there's something to be said there too, because I think part of the reason that he is stopping at the top of the route is he is assuming that the ball is never going to come his way. And that is a problem. If you are a superstar wide receiver in this league, that's a twofold issue. Number one, your attitude being, I'm not going to get the ball, boo-hoo. I'm just going to, dog this route. And number two, the coach is actually not getting you the ball, which he's got a gripe there too. He does have a few catches in this game, but not to the level that Devontae had.
Only 5 receptions for him. The one thing I will say is more to your second point than your first. You watch Jamar Chase, he doesn't give up on a route.
Yeah.
You watch Justin Jefferson, he doesn't give up on routes.
Yeah.
You watch Amon-Ra St. Brown, he doesn't give up on routes. This is a guy that, as fans, and I think around the league, we put up in that upper tier.
Yeah, he should be. Yeah.
And so, like, I don't know. I still think, and I do see what you mean. You definitely do see him like slow down and speed up.
Yeah.
I still think
you could have placed the ball better.
Even if he's running full speed, I think that's a stretch to actually get your mitts on that one. And
you'd be right.
Like, if I'm granted, we're truly Monday morning quarterbacking here, Monday evening quarterbacking. I'd rather go short and let AJ fight for that ball than overshoot him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's Devontae Smith would be the other way, right? Like I'd rather lead him, and if I stretch him a little too far, whatever. But I don't really want Devontae Smith going up for a contested catch because he's not big.
I don't know though, Jake. Devontae's got ups. I got to say, Devontae is a really good contested catch guy too. But I see what you're saying.
But you're almost proving my point. Like he still overshot him.
Yeah, you're right. Put it in a place where he can absolutely catch it.
Right.
One-on-one, I still want AJ
especially AJ Brown. Right.
Yeah.
It was I don't know. It's again. That's probably my only gripe. That and he was holding the ball too long, but he's done that his entire career. So
okay, and we have to talk about another penalty here that I think we kind of glossed over, which is the illegal motion penalty on a long pass to Devontae. That yes, it's a penalty, but it's more of a sloppy play by the Eagles than it is a ref blowing a call. That's correct. You got to reset at the line. You can't have two guys in motion. That was an obvious one. But man, what a great play by Devontae.
Right. Yeah. To your point,
that removed
catch. Yeah. And that's, I left it out of my ref rant because I do think that's just like one of those cut and dry ones. He wasn't reset, Yeah. It's sloppy play. And that's discipline. That's why I'm still furious at the ref, but we did not deserve to win this game because of stuff like that. The play calling wasn't good enough. The execution wasn't good enough. And that was honestly like, if that play stands, you wonder if you even need that Goddard DPI. You know what I mean?
You don't.
Yeah. So it's again, pure Philly sports fandom is they're just going to wear you down.
Mm-hmm.
Pain and suffering and misery and woe, all of the horrible adjectives are how I'm feeling right now.
Yeah. I want to say something though about this framing Jalen Hurts as inadequate in some way with the passing stats.
Mm-hmm.
Best passing stats of the year. Only loss.
Yeah, isn't that funny?
It doesn't matter, guys. It does really not matter what your passing stats are in this league. Does your team play a complete game? Does the offense have balance? Are you getting chunks? Are you getting first downs? Are you not turning the ball over, right? All of those things need to go into a successful game. And they are what the best teams are able to do. I don't care about Jalen Hurts' stat line. To me, does not make a difference at all, right? If he is not making the throws that he needs to make, fine. This one, he had 38 attempts. He hasn't had that many attempts. When's the last time he had 38 attempts in a game?
It's been a while.
That means that your offense was not balanced. I want Dak Prescott to throw that many times. I want him to throw 55 times. You know why? Because he's probably going to throw 2 picks and you're probably going to win the game, right? Putting the ball in the air too much. Everybody wants passing stats. Give me Joe Burrow. Give me whoever, right? Like they're not winning championships. I'm sorry. They're not winning championships. You can throw around the yard. Dak Prescott is not going to win you a ring.
Right. And I will tell you that despite my gripes with Jalen Hurts, 0 picks again. The dude's just takes care of the ball like a newborn baby. Mm-hmm. And like that's like a winning DNA thing. And I'll hold the mirror up at myself because one of my main gripes with Jalen is that he's not good enough at the quarterback stuff. Mm-hmm. Like the stuff that the Joe Burrows and the Justin Herberts and those guys are like excelling at. He's not this game. He was, and like to your point, it's like, it didn't matter. I would rather him throw for 120 or whatever he did a couple weeks ago when it was hot garbage and we still won.
That's his approach. Get the win. Yeah. Who cares about MVPs? I'll be honest. That's a legacy thing. Jalen Hurts' legacy is going to be that he is a Super Bowl winning quarterback for the Eagles, one of 2. And he's the only quarterback that the Eagles have ever had to start and finish a season hoisting a Lombardi trophy. And he's the only one to ever appear in 2 Super Bowls. Like, stop with this other stuff, man. It doesn't matter how many yards he's throwing for. Is he scoring touchdowns? Does it matter if it's coming off of his arm or with his legs? I don't think so. The results are there. And we saw that honestly, like the thing that the defense did really well for Denver was they took him out of his normal game, which is I'm going to throw the ball a little bit, but then I'm going to burn you on third down with these
with your
scrambles.
legs.
I'm going to
Yeah.
like leave me lanes and I will gash you. They had none of that in this game. The other thing the Eagles didn't have that they have in these previous contests is they turned the ball over. They got a turnover on their side, and
Yeah.
they weren't able to do that. You had Cooper DeJean hitting Bo Nix's hand that I thought initially was a
Yeah.
fumble.
Really close.
Very, very close. The ball travels forward, and it's called an incomplete pass. That is, man, that is about as close as you could possibly get to that being a
Yeah.
fumble. If
Yeah.
that's a fumble, this game is a different game, right? This
Yeah.
game gets probably blown wide open later on. But again,
Right.
you have to play a disciplined style of football. You have to play a complete game. The Eagles failed to do that. This is the second week in a row, Jake. They let the foot off the gas. They let the foot off the gas. They let it off
Yep.
the gas against the Buccaneers. They let it off the gas. Two double-digit leads. We should feel comfortable when we have a double-digit lead, but
You'd think.
not in a complacency sort of way. In a let's turn our offense into an efficient offense that can churn and burn the clock down.
Yeah.
We can't seem to do that this year, and it's because of the lack of the running game, I think.
And it's really funny how I think like at least on Twitter and stuff, most of the heat seems like it's on the defense, but like
Mhm.
they only gave up 21 points
You should be able to win a game in the NFL giving up
with
21.
especially with this offense.
Yeah.
Like you can't say, oh, the defense collapsed. Defense collapsed because they were on the field for like 30 minutes. Like
Yeah.
we are typically so elite because we control the time of possession and we wear defenses down. We got the script flipped on us. We got
Mhm.
worn down.
Yeah.
And you could see it, which is like we talked about with Dobbins running all over us and Bo Nix having time to throw because we weren't really getting a pass rush. And listen, we could have the best secondary in the world, but if they're having to cover for 7-8 seconds a play, it's just you're not gonna be able to do it.
Yeah. And we can't go a whole podcast, Jake, without mentioning Nick Bonito in this game. I mean,
Ah,
unbelievable play from him. I think he is
yeah,
the next stud rusher. I mean, he might be
yeah,
the TJ Watt of right now. Like
yeah,
that is how he is playing. Two and a
yeah.
half sacks in this game, Jake. That is a ridiculous stat line.
Against an elite offensive line,
Right.
allegedly.
That is
I
that
mean,
is losing pieces left and right, and that
right,
yeah, that's another question for this week, Jake. Going into the Giants game,
yeah.
how does this line look when we get to the Meadowlands? And is it showing its age? I think that's a good question too. You have a right tackle in Lane Johnson who's 35 years old.
Right.
Landon Dickerson is not a spry chicken anymore. Not as much as he once was.
Yeah.
And Mailata's 30, I believe, right? 30, 31.
Let's do some. Let's do. I haven't Googled the ages of our offensive line in a while.
Yeah, I know
So
Cam is pretty young.
yeah. So Landon Dickerson is 1998. So he's not too old.
Okay.
Let's see. Jordan, or excuse me, Mailata is. Let's see. When was he born? So he's 28. So he's all
28.
right
Okay.
still.
All right. He's
Yeah.
still all right.
But point being, the this is coming at a really great time because I don't think we need to be at full strength
Hmm.
to
Yeah.
beat the New York Giants. I mean, they just lost to the Saints. Like you want to talk about heat? If we lose the Giants, you're gonna see me pretty high.
Absolutely.
But I just feel like I say this cautiously with some cautious optimism. I think we can beat the Giants even playing pretty badly.
Yeah.
I think
could
we
see
got
that.
like a Jimmy's and Joe's over X's and O's argument against the New York Giants.
Yeah.
Granted, Jackson Dart looks pretty good. Scattaboo looks pretty good, but I don't think they have the old line. Like this might be a good game for the confidence of our D line. Get some pressure on the
Finally get some
quarterback.
sacks.
Yeah, plug up those run lane. Like let's get back to just like let's just play like solid defensive football. let's keep like I almost want to revert back to just like a time of possession style of play. Like
Hmm.
I'd love like a 24-14 win here where we have the ball for like 45 minutes.
Yeah.
I'd love
Just stifle
it.
them.
Yeah,
Yeah,
right.
I could see that happening. I do think this is going to be an Eagles win, a bounce back. I think everybody's kind of upset about the way this one ended.
Yeah.
I think any NFL team has to be upset. There are a lot of comebacks this week, Jake, in the NFL.
The whole season has been like
Crazy
that.
how it's worked out, but you
Yeah.
got to be upset when you have a clear advantage in this game. You finally get something going in the passing game. You're thinking, "Oh man, we're set." And then you give up everything. Yeah, you give it all up at the end. I think that the Eagles are probably going to still want to feed Saquon. I still think he wants to prove something to the New York
Yeah.
Giants.
Get that
Um,
boy the ball because he had a revenge game and a half last year.
yeah,
So
I think you could see that happening again. And AJ's still got to get some plays. You got to take some shots to AJ. I don't care
yeah,
how it looks. I don't care what it
especially
looks
against
like.
those corners, like they're just so normy on the outside in New York. Just throw it up. Like honestly, throw it up to him. Let him go get it.
Yeah.
This could be like the perfect game right now when everyone's like morale's pretty low and like we could just blow the doors off of them
Well, and
and it
it's
could feel really good.
and it's not just that. Jake, I think the schedule coming up is relatively favorable with the Giants 2 of the next 3 weeks.
Yeah,
That's a hope. I mean, again, assuming that you can beat the Giants, that's a little bit of a lull in the schedule before you have the Packers, the Lions, and the Cowboys, um,
yeah,
which those are not going
it's
to be
brutal. And
easy
listen,
games.
yeah, that's what we do need to just like let's recede from
Contextualize
our
everything.
yeah,
Yeah.
let's recede from our anger and rage and realize like if you would have looked at the schedule at the beginning of this year and you would have told me you guys should be 4-1 after 5 games. I don't
Great.
think it would have come in the way we did it. Like I figured we would have lost to Tampa or Kansas City, not
Or the
Denver.
Rams. I actually would have
Or
thought the
the Rams.
Rams.
The
Yeah.
Rams. Like if you would have told me you're gonna be 4-1 after those first 5 games, I would have broken your hand off.
Yeah. I'll take it.
And we even if we I forget who that middle game is, but whoever we
The Vikings.
Vikings. If we lose to the Vikings, but then beat the Giants twice, and we're sitting here at 6-2.
6-2. Okay.
I'm fine with that. I don't
Take
know about
it.
you guys. I'll take that every day.
Yeah.
And listen, I hope that's the case. I hope we step on them. But what's your score prediction? I want to hear it.
Yeah, I think that this one is one where the Eagles try to open up the offense a little bit more. I'm going to go out on a limb here, Jake. I think it's time for the Eagles to start scoring some points. I'm going to go 34-20
Oh,
in
that
this
would be
game.
nice.
Yeah, I
See
just
like
think
a
the Eagles,
bunch of touchdowns.
they have the Giants number all the time. I don't know what the statistic is, but going back to like 2014, one of my buddies at work was talking about this with me today because he's a Giants fan, and he was just saying, "Oh man, like in the last 15 years or something, the Eagles are something like, I don't know, 25-4 against the Giants." I mean, it's a ridiculous stat
Really?
line.
That's crazy.
It's wild that you forget about it because there was that period of time where Eli Manning was a Giants quarterback and it was kind of
Tearing
back and
us up.
forth, and yeah, and then
Yeah.
the Donovan years, it was always kind of suspect. But man, since his exit from the Meadowlands, it has been all Eagles
Yeah,
all
they
the time.
haven't found a quarterback,
No,
since. I mean,
no,
this Dart kid might be, but
Dart
before him, I mean,
Dart could be the guy. You gotta worry about Abdul Carter in this game.
yeah,
I think
true.
he's one that can make some splash plays. Obviously, we saw a lot of him, both kind of being Penn State fans, and
Talk
appreciating his
about
game.
pain and misery.
Yeah,
I don't want to talk
another
about
one.
that too much because this is
Another
supposed to
one.
be Philly sports, but I was smashing my head against the wall after
Yeah,
that one.
yeah, it was tough.
Ugh.
But I think he can make plays in this game. Thibodeau has been quiet to this point in his career, but I still think he has the potential to be a really
that
good
that
player.
that that defensive line is not a joke. I mean, it was
No,
good last year. It's like verging on great with the addition of Abdul Carter.
Yeah.
Like they legit, it's a legitimate unit in a team that doesn't have a lot of bright spots. That's a good defensive line. So like if our offensive line plays like they can, I have no worries. But if we're banged up, if Dickerson can't play, if Lane Johnson's not right, we're coming on for a short week. You mentioned like, the wear and tear. That could be a problem spot.
Yeah,
so
it could be.
They do have to show up and play. It's the NFL. This isn't college.
No, Jake, the one thing I don't want to see is the Eagles just absolutely collapse the way they did 2 years ago. I think that is my biggest fear at this point. The way that the season has gone, you don't have a decisive win in your pocket to this point. You're really trying to win or trying to lose some of these games.
Yeah,
it
right.
almost seems. And then you end up losing at the end of that season to a Giants team that was hapless. While we were both out in, where were we, at the Gardens out in
oh yeah watching it on our phones, crying,
watching on our phones as Jalen Hurts' finger is just
sideways. Yeah, it's just like, oh yeah, that was brutal. Well, the one thing I will say is that having happened so recently is a good thing.
Yeah.
Sirianni was in the building. A lot of these players were in the building. They all are thinking about that, going, that's not happening again.
Nope,
we can't let it happen.
We are not doing that.
And listen, that's not to say they're going to definitely go win the Super Bowl or whatever. I just don't think it's going to be as much of a downward spiral as it was that time. Just because it happened. Everyone hated it. I mean, that was just a miserable time to be an Eagles fan.
They went 1-6 in their last 7.
Yeah, and got just throttled by Tampa.
Yeah,
I mean, in the playoffs, I don't think it happened. It's a long season. Anything could happen. I don't think it's going to be that bad.
No,
so
I don't think so either.
Keep your chin up. There's hope. Maybe
somewhere. Maybe, I don't think for the Phillies. There's hope for the Eagles.
No, they're cooked. I'm sorry, they're just cooked. But the Eagles will have something to talk about. We'll still have football, even if that's the fun thing about football. We could lose every game left, and me and you are gonna sit here and jaw about it until January.
We're just gonna cry and cry.
Yeah. And you lovely viewers, you can join us. You can cry. You can comment and tell us why what you're crying about.
Subscribe to the tears, friends.
Subscribe for the tears. Subscribe for the woe, and we'll get through this together, even if we barely get through this.
So I have a question for the comments. I have a question for the comments, Jake. If folks are watching this, what do you do when Nakobe Dean comes back? Do you put him on this team again, or do you go with the rookie and Jahad Campbell? Has he played well enough?
That's a good point.
Do you shift him? I want to hear the thoughts. We talked about it a couple weeks ago, but we're coming up to that point where Nakobe Dean's maybe going to start being he's on the pup list.
Pup list is Windows clear. So
yep. So I want to see in the comments what people have to say on that one. And we'll be here, like Jake said, to cry along with you if and when the Phillies lose. You know what, Jake? You know what? We're not even going to be. They're going to win it. They're just going to win it. We're just going to be oblivious.
We're going to go to LA. We're going to win both. We're going to come back. We're going to blow their doors off. It's going to be awesome.
The comeback of the century. For the love of Broad Street, we are going to do it.
For the love of Broad Street.
See you next week, guys.